Welcome back, design students. In this video we're going to create a pear, and the first thing you're going to need to do is find a image of a pear. I've done an image search here. I just typed in pear, and this is the one I found, and I've already saved it to my Scene Assets Images folder. I right clicked and select Saved Image As and saved it there. And this is also the previous scene with the watermelon and the orange in it. I've just hidden everything, including my backdrop and my lights. I would suggest you do the same so you don't have to recreate everything. And then I'm going to go to the front viewport, and let's deselect everything, and I'm going to create a plane. This is going to be my reference image plane for modeling my pear. My image was somewhat rectangular, so I'm going to create a rectangular plane, and I'm going to go to the Modify tab, and we should zero out those length and width segments, and then select the Move tool and zero out the X and the Y and drag it so it's somewhat on the ground. And then let's change to default shading, and we're going to create a material with our reference image and put it on this plane. So drag out a physical material, drag off the base color node, general bitmap, and find the image of your pear, and then apply that to your plane. And again, you want it to be roughly the size, the same dimensions as the image, so you don't get any distortion. If it's too wide or too tall, you'll get image distortion. If you want to see how your image is shaped, you can select the bitmap, and then in its settings find View Image. And you can see that this is very clearly rectangular. Then you can close that. And then we want to switch to the top viewport and move this image plane back away from the midpoint. Go back to the front viewport and turn off the grid by pushing G on the keyboard. And remember, the next thing we would need to do is freeze this plane. But before we do that, we need to go to Object Properties and turn off Show Frozen in Gray. And then we can freeze that plane so that we can no longer select it. Now let's switch to the top viewport, and right on the middle part here, let's get the Create tab, and we're going to create a sphere. And then go to the Modify tab and switch to the front viewport. So this is the basic shape we'll start with. So let's start by scaling it up in all axes to get it basically the right size here. And by the way, it might help to see through our geometry so we could see the reference images as we're modeling. If you want to do that, right click, go to Object Properties, and select See Through. And now we can see the image through there. Let's turn on Edged Faces. And let's see if we can work with fewer segments here. Let's change the segments to 16, because we can always smooth it. All right, so let's start by adding an Edit Poly to the top of the stack, because we're going to experiment here. We want to make sure that we're doing it right. Select that top vertex and turn on Soft Selection and adjust the fall off. It's about halfway down, and then pull that up beyond the top, and then adjust the fall off again and pull that down. Now to make this a little rounder, we can now let's take this top point here and pull that over, and let's adjust the fall off some more. Then we can grab this one here and pull that over. Let's grab this whole edge loop here. I still have soft selection turned on, and pull that in like that. Let's grab this one and pull that out, and then let's grab these two and push them in. And then let's grab these two and pull them out. Now we might need another edge right here, but that's an easy thing to do. Let's grab these two and pull them out. And then let's And then let's grab sort of these two on the bottom and pull them down. And let's grab this one on the very bottom and turn off soft selection and tuck it up in. Now I think we need another loop here, and I think I want to move this one up. So I'm going to move this one up a little bit. Then I'm going to scale it in. Then I'm going to put another loop right here. So to do that, let's go to the modeling ribbon and select Swift Loop and just drag right about here and put that other loop in. And then turn off Swift Loop. And let's double click on that edge and scale it out. And this doesn't have to be perfect. Now let's go to vertex mode. Let's grab this. I don't have soft selection turned on, and I'm going to pull that down. And then I'm going to grab these little four here and turn on soft selection. Dial down the fall off. Let's see if I can pull that up. Then maybe just grab one of them and pull that up. Now I still have soft selection turned on. Okay, I think at this point we need to hide the reference image, turn off soft selection, and then hit the perspective view, turn on edged faces, and turn off that see-through mode so we can kind of see what we have here. This needs to come out. Okay, I clearly see that I need another edge here so I can pull that out. I'm going to hit Swift Loop and see if I can do that. It doesn't look like it's going to let me do that. Let's see what happens when we put a turbo smooth on it. Let's give it 2 iterations. That looks pretty good. Now if we wanted to see how it would look, we can go to vertex mode, turn on show end result, and if we click show cage, then this is our original geometry here, and that will help us sculpt this while we can still see the turbo smooth effect here. Because what we want on the top is we want some sort of lumps, kind of like we have with the orange. And we need the same thing on the bottom. Kind of hard to tell what you're grabbing onto sometimes. So that's the basic pear shape. Before we leave this tutorial though, I want to put a displace modifier on it because pears are pretty lumpy. So let's go to the modifier list and find displace. And we're going to do the same thing that we did with the watermelon. Click the None button under Map. Find that noise that we used before, not the two that are above it, but this one right here. Make the projection spherical and click Fit, and then drag that map into the material editor, and let's displace it. That looks pretty good. Pears are very lumpy, but I don't think they're that lumpy, so let's sort of maybe do that. And then let's finish with an edit poly at the top of the stack. Okay, that's our basic pear shape. In the next video, we'll create a stem and put a material on it. And I'll see you then.